Welcome back to Raw and Real, modern dating. Today we're going deep on a topic a lot of you have been asking about, pretty privilege.
Yeah, it's something that comes up all the time in the modern dating world.
Exactly. And we've got a really interesting clip to unpack today. It's from the Whatever Clips channel.
Oh, I've seen that channel.
Two YouTubers
Yeah.
just having a, pretty open conversation
Right.
about their experiences.
Let's get into it.
So right off the bat, it's kind of funny how they're both sort of like self-deprecating.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Like he's calling himself old.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like, oh yeah, well, I'm the chubby one and even the chubby bunny.
It almost seems like they're using humor to kind of like soften a blow,
Yeah.
you know? Because talking about appearance can be so sensitive.
Right.
And maybe it makes it easier for them to have this conversation and for us to listen to it, you know?
For sure.
Oh.
But there's this one part that I found, well, kind of interesting. He says to her, by the way, you're very trim.
Oh, yeah, right after they're both like making these self-deprecating comments.
Exactly. It's almost like he's, I don't know, contradicting the whole point.
Mm.
I see what you mean. Like, on one hand, they're trying to have this honest discussion about pretty privilege, but then there's this underlying message that maybe reinforces those very standards they're talking about.
It's subtle.
It is subtle, but it's there. It makes you think, right? Like, are we ever really free from these societal beauty standards?
It really does. And her reaction is really interesting, too. She kind of deflects the compliment, you know?
Oh, absolutely. Like, she doesn't want to, accept it or own it. She makes a joke about her chubby bunny comment.
I wonder if that's like a common thing women do in these situations.
Oh, I think it is. It's this pressure to be attractive, but not too attractive, Like, you can't be too confident or you might be perceived as conceited.
It's a tough line to walk.
Mm.
And speaking of tough conversations, if you're looking for more deep dives into the crazy world of modern dating, make sure to subscribe to the Raw and Real Modern Dating channel. Definitely.
We've got tons of content exploring all the ups and downs, the joys and the struggles of love and relationships in today's world.
So getting back to the clips, something else that stood out to me was like how worried he seemed about getting negative comments.
Oh, yeah. He even says something like, I'm going to get so many bad comments for this.
It shows how like loaded this topic is, right?
Yeah.
Even just talking about appearance can be risky online.
It makes you realize how much the internet has changed the way we talk about, well, pretty much everything.
For sure. It makes you wonder, like, are we all just walking on eggshells all the time, even in real life, because of the potential backlash online?
It's something to think about, for sure.
It is.
Okay, so this clip was kind of all over the place, but it brought up so many good points about pretty privilege. Like, it started off lighthearted, but it got pretty deep pretty quickly.
It definitely shows how these beauty standards can be so ingrained in our society that we don't even realize they're influencing us.
Like, even a compliment can have all this baggage attached to it.
Exactly.
So, for our listeners out there, what do you think the takeaway is here?
Well, I think it's a reminder to be like more mindful of the language we use, you know, and the assumptions we make about people based on their looks. It's about recognizing that everyone has insecurities and everyone deserves to feel valued no matter what they look like.
I love that.
And we have to remember that like even seemingly harmless comments can have a big impact.
Right.
So yeah, just be mindful.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Thanks.
And hey, if you want to keep diving deep into these kinds of topics, you know where to find us. The Raw and Real Modern Dating channel.
Hit that subscribe button.
So many more deep dives to come. And thank you, as always, for listening to the Raw and Real Modern Dating channel.
See you next time.